Hi, this is Dr. Mona Washington, and for Managerial Communication 3310. Since I received such wonderful feedback for my first video, I decided to create more videos. Let me turn this up. Yes, decided to create more videos. And basically, one of the big reasons is I hate typing. So part of it is for me too. Anyway, we're just finishing week 3. That means we are a quarter of the way into the semester. And I really enjoyed your homework 1 assignment. It allowed me to get to know each of you a little better, why you're taking the course. And most of you were really honest and said the reasons because it's required. But I hope that you will gain some valuable information that you will be able to take with you to your forever. A recent article in Forbes asked Fortune 500 and 100 companies to name their top 3 skills they were looking for in applicants. And the number 1 skill was effective communication skills. Not training or knowledge or any of those things. And when you think about it, it makes perfect sense. You can be the smartest person, the most technically savvy, but if you are not able to communicate, if you can't explain to your customers or your coworkers or your supervisors processes or why a product is valuable, then really that information that you have is for naught because you can't share it or explain it. Communication skills are vital for any success. So I want to talk about a few things. Many of you talked about improving your writing, and I will say for me, writing is my weakest communication skill as well. You have to be intentional to improve your writing. Many of the tools you are learning, the 3x3, using plain English. Years ago, we would use these big flowery words, which we thought made us appear smart or more intelligent. But today, in our society, business writing uses plain, clear language. I believe that is advantageous for us because now we no longer have to learn these big words in the dictionaries, but we need to be intentional about how we will improve our writing. I suggest you look at Wayland's library to see the resources, whether it's Grammarly, any of the resources that will help you improve your writing overall is worth the time because it is an investment in you. When we talk about speaking, and I'll talk about this in another video, a lot of people have a fear of speaking in public. I get it. The only thing you can do is practice. Another awesome resource is Toastmasters. Another article, research says when a company sees Toastmasters on a resume, that automatically tells an employer that you have either mastered effective communication or you are on your way to mastering effective communication, as well as learning how to complete projects. Toastmasters is an international professional association which teaches you how to effectively speak and to complete projects. It is, well worth the time and investment for you to join a local Toastmasters. And then the last communication skill, which is often the most neglected, is listening. And the reason I believe that it's the most neglected because we are not taught. We are taught how to speak, we're taught how to write, but we are not taught how to listen. We assume because I have 2 ears and you're speaking that I am listening. But intentional action listening means that you are avoiding distractions and you are focusing in on what the speaker is saying. What message is the speaker trying to get across to you? And this is the deal. I believe that my best skill as far as communication is listening. I'm an excellent listener. And oftentimes when I'm on the phone, the person is speaking and they'll say, "Are you still there?" And I say, "Yes, I'm listening." And this is what happens often. A person is speaking. They have said something that has sparked your some type of emotion or interest or something. And now what you are doing is you are thinking about your reply to what was just said. You're formulating the reply. While you are formulating that reply, the person is still speaking and you have stopped listening. It never fails. A person speaks and I'm still sitting there and I'm listening and they say I'm done and I say okay. Because now I am processing. I am processing what you have said because I have listened. I wasn't preoccupied. I wasn't thinking about my response. I was listening. And now, because we know that a person speaks quicker than the mind can comprehend all that is said. When you are finished speaking, I am taking the time to process what you have said and then formulate my opinion or formulate my response. Effective listening is vital. It's the most neglected form of communication. And I believe being a good listener saves you time and money, and it just makes you more successful. Because if you listen, you are able to have the most appropriate response. Think about that. My little notes here. Business writing, I said, plain language, listening, texting. So the last week was talking about texting, social media, and many people have personal opinions about social media. I am one of them. But the truth of the matter is that social media is being used by many, many organizations. And the forecast is that it will not become less. It will only become more. Many organizations are using some form of instant messaging, which is texting. That is being used in many organizations. I have a friend who is a technician, a computer technician. And when he is out on the job, what he does is he texts the codes that is being seen back to the work center. And the work center has more time to investigate what that particular code is. So they are using texting. In my job, we use instant messaging, which is a form of text, because sometimes you might need an answer right away, or it's a quick question that does not require you to have a phone call or to send an email, because a text or an IM can be completed and not detract for long periods of time of what you're already doing. So it's here to stay. The social media, there are many organizations that are using Facebook at work. They're using Facebook as a form of communication for employees to interact. If you have an organization with various locations, then this Facebook at work or social media is a way for people to engage and interact that are not located at the same place. Many organizations are using Facebook as a tool to background checks. That's not the right word, but to look at applicants, to look at their Facebook page. And what can you do? It's not illegal, and I know there are people that say you can make it private or you can't make it private or you could have separate Facebooks. I am not savvy into that. I will say that organizations are doing it, so be mindful of that. LinkedIn is being used as a recruiting tool, a free recruiting tool, which is awesome. Social media is connecting people with positions. Facebook is being used by many entrepreneurs as their only source of marketing, and people are being successful on it. Snapchat and Instagram and all these things are being used within the workforce. And I know, even me personally, a lot of times I am thinking, that's for young people. But at the end of the day, if you want to remain competitive and involved and at least in the know, you will have to use these tools. I mean, you just have to learn to use the tools. And if you are ever thinking about owning your own business, you definitely will have to use these tools because technology has changed the way that we do business. And there's really nothing we can do. Like, things are changing. So we either change with it or we get left behind. With that, I just wanted to pop in again to say we're at week 3. I am loving the interaction. Please keep it up. Remember, I understand that going to school, full-time jobs, active duty military, this thing is not easy. If it were easy, everyone would do it. So my tips are effective time management, meaning look at your life on paper, not just in your head, and decide when and where you will devote for your schoolwork, because life will happen. Every time life happens. So try to have a plan B. And if life happens, please contact me. I can't always say that I can fix it, but I will try. So I understand that families and work is important, and this is important too. I'm here to help you through this journey. One last thing, the book. This is a good book. There are some classes that you take and you're quickly ready to sell the book, but I think that this book has some valuable information that will stand the test of time, meaning I think that it will be relevant in the workplace for a long time. My 2 cents. This is definitely a book to keep. I look forward to engaging with you, and you guys have a wonderful